Hey, welcome everyone. On this episode of Truternology Meets, we are joined by Mr. Tyler Fair from Aesthetic Anodizing and Mr. Buddy Bauer from legendary marker manufacturer FreeFlow. Welcome. Now, two heavy hitters in the room.
Heavy.
That
And I
wasn't where I was going with that one. So, just powerhouse producers in the paintball industry. I think it's fair to say that both of you are making waves currently. Aesthetic is certainly making a name for themselves with some, anything and everything that is possible with anodizing. And FreeFlow, one of the most iconic brands of autocockers, is now back on the market. So how did we get to this point where the two of you are sat there?
This is one of the best stories, actually. So
do I start with it? Do it.
Well, let me.
Do we need any parental advisories at this stage, or should we just blanket say that now?
So okay, the one thing I have to preface this entire thing with, okay? I've known Buddy since 2008, 2007, something like that. I went to a tryout with a buddy, and I was just gonna play for the day because I came back after like a 4-year hiatus, and I was playing, and Buddy comes up to me and he goes, "You can actually fucking play, eh?" And I was like, "Oh."
I didn't say hey.
No, I bet you did.
You can actually play. So, anyways.
I mean, for the record, I probably will subtitle part of this podcast. So,
Okay.
or we could beep out the A's. That would be cool.
Yeah, we'll beat those up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I started playing under him and stuff like that, and he coached me for a long time, and then we just became great friends. And the one thing that always stuck with me was the ridiculous luck that Buddy Bauer had. Okay?
Sometimes.
No, all the time.
Are we talking like casino luck, or are we talking parking ticket luck?
Most frustrating thing in the world.
There would be some people that would say yes to casino luck.
It's ridiculous. So, I wouldn't be able to make a shot or something on the field, and he'd be like, "It's not even that hard." And yes, it's hard. And he'd go and shoot 4 dudes in like 3 seconds and come out and be like, "What? It wasn't that hard. I just shot 4 people." And I'm like,
Yeah, what was the big deal?
That's not luck.
No, it's timing. Everybody knows that.
So he tells me, "Look, I'm gonna retire from paintball. I'm gonna take up hunting." I said, "Buddy, it's not like you just pick up a rifle and it's like easy and there's a deer." He goes, No, I got this." He texts me, like it was like 10 o'clock in the morning. He's like, "In the tree stand now." So I'm at the gym. 10:32, got one. I was like, "Got what?" He's like, sends me a picture. The Buddy Bauer smile, just shot a deer. He goes, like, "I told you hunting wasn't hard." I was like, "You gotta be kidding me." So
Not luck. Sometimes there is definitely luck.
this thing follows him. So why don't you tell him
how FreeFlow started to come back. So
oh no, I used
to work at FreeFlow Pro Paintball back in the day, right out of high school. I used to play on an amateur team right in Rochester where Lockout played all the time. And
Gotcha.
after practicing each other so much, I got scouted and picked up. So I joined a team full of guys that I didn't really know. And,
okay.
I was the kid on the team, but I also worked at the shop. So Mitch Karn, Luke Lenshoff, they taught me how to build them.
Gotcha.
And, it kind of weaned me into it. First you start doing this job and then this job, and they give you all the shit jobs that you don't want to do.
Polishing 3 ways.
Polishing 3 ways, and modifying rams and all the stuff you really don't want to do. But through all that, it evolved into them teaching me how to make these, and I ended up working inside with them, and making these guns, which I fell in love with, and shortly after the whole electronic thing came about, and cockers, while they tried to keep up with Eclipse frames and everything,
sure,
it kind of took a hit. So Ethan sold the business, and shortly after he sold it, it closed.
Okay.
Mitch and I had left, and Mitch opened a field and store, and I went to help with him and work with him. And, you know, the whole mech thing, you know, just started coming back, what, a year ago, whatever. And I was interested. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. You know, this is what I'm in. And, you know, I had, so this is where it comes back. So
Buddy Bauer luck.
My wife had no clue that I used to build these guns. It was in a part of, it was so far prior to meeting her that it just never came up. She knew I played paintball. She knew I did it.
It never came up. I mean, you got to be careful with that type of phrase.
Right. Well, she, you know, I started buying Litecoin.
Okay.
You know, Litecoin, and Ethereum. There's like cryptocurrencies.
Sure.
Everyone was doing it, so I'm like, I'm gonna buy this one. They're cheap. You know, they're $20 a coin. So I bought 50.
Let's go crazy.
Yeah. I bought 50 coins over the course of a couple months at $20, $23 a piece.
Right.
And it turned into 400, 380 is where I sold them all. $380 a piece. I sold all the coins. I had profit. I had like 15 or 16 grand in profit that I was like, well, I could throw this in the bank, or...
That's when you called me and said, hey, should we open up Aesthetic in New York? And I'm like, I don't know.
I wanted to do something with it. So I was like, well,
sure.
You know, at the time, I talked to the wife. I'm like, what do you want to do with this? She's the logical one. She's like, pay off the credit card. And,
yeah, absolutely.
Vacation.
Fill that fridge. Yeah, exactly.
Why would we do that?
Fill the autococker.
Yeah. I want to talk about something. Sitting there listening to me with this look on her face.
Total nerd stuff.
And she actually was like, I like it. What the hell? And
his wife, for the record, is probably the nicest woman ever. If any other woman heard this, we'd be like, you're ridiculous. We're not doing this. So, just saying that.
She just what she's told.
Wow.
Not really.
Whoa.
You're going to censor that one, right?
Well, I mean, maybe now's not the time to say she's just signed up for Truternology. But no, this would be fantastic when she sees this.
So we said, okay, well, let's do this. And, you know, I had bought the trademarks years ago, but I had to renew them because we were rebranding.
Okay, cool.
Everything. So I thought maybe years ago when I bought them, I thought maybe I would use them someday. And
sure.
Some around, and I told Tyler about it and said, I'm going to need a good anodizer.
Do you know anyone? Yeah, that's awesome.
And, you know, it all started with reverse engineering everything. Our old machinist back in the professional paintball days had passed away.
Okay.
There's no connection anymore with the previous owners. So we reverse engineered everything. We made improvements. A lot of people have said that the new ones heavily outweigh the old ones as far as quality.
Okay.
Consistency.
And consistency. They are. I've shot both, and the new ones are bar none. Top quality guns.
I can almost shoot a new one.
Yeah, you can almost shoot one. He just doesn't know where the battery goes. So.
Or the eyes.
I mean, it takes time. You know, that's not a day one kind of discovery. So it takes time.
And I said, let's keep it to a minimum. I have a normal career, so this was a side project, and it escalated and just it went way farther than we thought it was going to go originally. But I feel like, and I think a lot of the customers so far would attest to this, that you know, we've done a lot of things with FreeFlow correctly. Mm-hmm. The way we bring it to the market, the way we limit the numbers so the customers, the value of the market holds.
Sure.
You know, they're not off the shelf. No. Nothing's made overseas. And everything's super high quality, and we do it at a very fair price.
Yeah, I mean, the price certainly is one of those, you know, real kind of
I'd like to kind of though too is like, it's not like we came in and undercut everything. Right. It's like it's $11.95 of the Caliber for your base model. So, but this it's nice where you get the flexibility to get literally the gun you want. So if you want a a gloss red one with black splash, you're going to increase your cost there. And that's one thing we really like is I remember being a kid and like looking at paintball guns and being like, wow, man, like I wish this one came in red because red's the best color ever.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Brown. Right.
I mean, the crazy thing is the image you've used for the Caliber release looks outstanding.
Thank you.
That's a gunmetal gray.
Gunmetal gray. Yep.
Just like to stress, polished.
Yes, polished.
Hear that, Glenn?
So polished. Only, you know, as a community, we've already decided that only polished guns will be ordered.
Yeah.
You know,
we're loving that one. It's like it's funny. It's a running joke with us here, kind of at Aesthetic. We don't like polishing. Like, anyone who knows what's involved knows it's not fun. It's not glorious. But the end result, like as you can see in your autococker there,
the end result is glorious.
Yeah,
yes.
Even poor Glenn, he says, like, you know what, this absolutely sucks, but the end result's worth it.
It's rewarding.
Yeah.
When it's done. You know,
we have pride behind the things that we do here too. It's, you know, if it's not up to our standard, we don't ship it. It just doesn't come out. Period. There's no discussion.
Now, up until this point, when you've released guns, it's been a case of this model is being released and there's 20 of these?
Yeah. Well, that's mentioned on the first round, only we oversold because we crashed Facebook.
Right.
Someone said, hey, why don't you make sure the platform can support it? No, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. I'm lucky. What could go wrong? Yeah.
We did that, so we honored the...
And I told you so.
And it was like, okay, well, everything from the first run we put back into the business. We came out with a new website or a web. We didn't have a site before.
Oh, well, I mean, technically that's a new website. So
new website. And I really trust the people that had make it for me. I deal with them at my dealership a lot, and you know, I really wanted that anodizing tool, which I'm sure you've played around with.
The anodizing tool is fantastic.
It's fun.
All that is actually missing is a kind of send to Tyler button.
Yeah,
that would finish it off.
Stop.
That would be perfect. So, like, if you guys haven't seen the colorizer option on the FreeFlow website, at this point in the video, I will get it put on screen, and along with Tyler's email address, so you can screenshot it and send to Tyler. I'll make the send to Tyler button.
Yeah. So the funny thing
at 3 a.m.
My gift to you. There we go.
The funny thing about that tool that it's like. And I'll be the first to admit, it's an incredible tool. It's awesome. I actually spend a lot of time there because they don't know what things will look like. And I'm like, literally go here, plug the stuff in, and you get kind of visual of what's going on. The only thing that we have a problem with is it's not a problem from FreeFlow at all. It's just on the die. Yeah, it's us at Aesthetic. It's kind of the way the die. We suck. What can I say? Yeah.
I think we actually also need to add like a scoring system on screen. I think. Ding! Another point to Buddy. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks. Why not? The only thing that we've run into problems, or like not problems, but just things that we have to explain, is the way that tool works. Because you'll have certain color combinations that you can't combine unless they're masked. So like the acid washes, for example, you really can't have like a yellow base with a purple acid wash, because the yellow and the purple touch each other, and then you nasty.
I mean, can't is a very strong word, you know.
They'll make it work.
Yeah, exactly.
We can make it work. It just doesn't look always identical to the website, and that's where we try to add the disclaimer. Like, you know, it's an approximation.
Yeah, your eyes may have fooled you. Yeah, I like that. I like that. No, I think that the color customizer is fantastic, because there's definitely things that you can't visualize without, you know, thinking, oh my God, that's an awful choice. I'm going to change that. Or, you know, that actually looks way better than I ever thought it would have.
And it's funny, like some of the color combinations that we do.
I love, you know, it's fun because, you know, we get to see, and I sort of highlight everyone's builds. Yeah. So if I build one, I'll post it on my personal Facebook. I'll post it on Instagram. I'll post it, and we share it around. that customer gets that
recognition.
That hey, that's mine. You know.
What's the most disgusting one you've done? That you've both looked at each other and thought, "Oh God."
Up time. It's rough.
Yeah. Okay. So.
But one of the best customers ever.
Yeah.
Like awesome customers.
So it's funny that
we just have everyone has different tastes. So
they do. No, they do. But I mean, you know, even so,
what is?
Okay. So
you'll see it. I'm gonna post it. It'll probably.
Oh, it's one that's in the works.
So
yes.
It's a teal base.
We're talking about Gibson.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, like this. So
I like how they both agree.
So a funny story about this is like when it comes to like aesthetic, at least, everyone can kind of tell you that if we don't really believe in the design or we don't like the design, we just tell you like, not really for us. Why don't you try one of these guys who could do it better?
Who am me to tell you? Who am I to tell you that is ugly? He tells me that's ugly. I'm not doing that.
I would actually exactly. I was just about to stress that it's not. It's never come across to me as a no. That's not really for me. Why don't you try these other guys? It's more like a oh hell no. I'm not touching that.
That's to you.
Yeah, I know, but it's like don't beat around the bush here. You know, we're not dealing with children. This is like you're like, get that off my bench. So,
at the same time, the reason why we do it, and like I tell everyone, is if we're not like really invested in it, you don't really get the same sort of quality because we're kind of like, okay, like sure, but there are some guys that can really do those designs well, and we just don't feel that it's a good match for us. I always equate it to like tattoo art. You don't go to a guy that does a hyper-realism and be like, hey, can you draw an anime character on me? It just doesn't match, right? So,
okay. Fair point.
So it's kind of something like that, and it's not like we just say, no, not doing it. It's like, hey, that's not really for us, but these guys might be better for you.
And we're talking about the
aesthetic customers.
Aesthetic customers, not FreeFlow.
And this is where
if you order a FreeFlow and you want X, you get X.
I like that.
The loophole happens. This is where the loophole happens, and this is where we're looking through the first build sheets on the Fulcrum fulls, and I'm like, yeah, that's blue acid wash, yellow acid wash, that's cool. This one's cool. And I get to, and I look at him and I go, no. I go, we're not doing this. You're doing it. I'm like, why do I have to do this? He goes, you're doing it. I'm like, I don't want to do this. He goes, you're doing it. So anyways, I read this and I go, buddy, listen to this. I said, it's steel base.
You know what? It actually looks kind of
It does look good. But I go, when I heard it in my mind, I'm like, this is disgusting. I called it the monstrosity.
We did. But it actually came out.
It came out pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it's a teal base with a lime splash with an orange splash on top of it.
Ooh.
And what's funny
it's bright.
It's real bright.
Yeah, I bet it's out there. Yeah.
So when we were doing it, and this is another thing that we kind of do too, that I'm working with it, and I'm saying, buddy, like it's missing something. I'm like, I think if we acid wash the base, it's really going to make the colors pop.
So we call the customer.
We called the customer and said, hey, like, what do you think? If you don't want to do it, that's totally cool.
Yep.
But he's like, no, I'm going to go for it. And it really, really brought that gun to life.
Yep.
So it looked pretty cool.
And in fact, this was the last Fulcrum full we had to do. Mm-hmm. And because of the color discrepancy, we'll call it, it took longer. And we got a hold of the customer, and one of his best friends had passed away.
Yep.
And he would, now that it has, since I'm last, and you still have it, can we do this? Can we etch his name into it? Engrave.
He said, is there any way you guys could engrave it?
And we're like, yeah.
Because it's
find a way. And we did it. So we
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Free of charge.
Free of charge.
Because
we
wanted to do it.
Great guy.
We wanted to do it.
I mean, you guys, speaking of the free of charge stuff, I mean, you recently have come out, this week? To basically say, on the Caliber, you don't just have to have the standard die barrel. You can choose to upgrade to the Aculock or the Freak XL.
Or you can also get, if you want the UL barrel and you want a Freak, you can do that too.
Yeah. We
don't care.
We can add a barrel, so you have a barrel kit and the UL. So Yosh Rao, one of the guys I sponsored. Yeah, I heard of him somewhere.
You heard of him?
Yes, he's a right player.
He's okay, guys.
I think he'll get there. Definitely.
He does social media, so we can say whatever we want about him. That's the best.
Oh, fantastic.
For Ryan Greenspan, we hear about it in about 3 seconds.
So
we sponsored Yosh with a gun, with a fulcrum. He won.
He won an event with that, right?
Yeah, he did.
Straight away.
Shot great.
I heard he shot 12 guys a match, a 10-man match. Yeah. But I mean, that's just what I heard.
Hey, 2 were refs, but who are we to judge?
12 kills. But he works or owns part owner of Field One, and he messaged me asking, can we get involved and can we offer the AccuLock?
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. So we try to help. They just launched the barrel system. He sent us one. We tested it. It's awesome. It's a really well engineered. What I got.
Oh, look at that.
Ooh. It's almost like I prepared. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's real.
Now, have you guys shot it as well?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I haven't yet, but I get mine tonight.
One of our customers that bought, actually, he had his done identical to Yosh's. Bought a fulcrum, or bought a AccuLock for his fulcrum.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Yeah. And, he loves it also. So we put it through the ring of the barrels. Amazing. And, anything we do, we always talk about. And one of my guys said, well, let's talk to Tim at GOG, who I'm very close with.
Suggested it.
And no, he didn't.
Yes, I did.
No,
I did. I'm going to start writing it down the email.
Is that like 1 point to Tyler? Or is that like...
half a point.
So maybe. The funny thing is...
He has a selective memory.
Very selective, yeah.
Oh, you got selective hearing and selective memory.
So, anyway, we digress. Mm-hmm. So, we talked to Tim, and we're going to offer the Freak XL2, and we're like, yeah, you know what, it's so close in price that we're just like, let's just offer it and let them pick what barrel they want. And,
now, do you currently have any inkling of what people are going to go for? Or is this a real kind of, let's see where we're at on February the 2nd?
I personally, having played with Lockout and built these in the past, I like the way the die barrel looks, but it's an autococker. So having the ability to change the bore of your,
that really matters.
It comes with one bat. Yeah. It really matters. The ball's held in the barrel.
Yeah.
So then, I think it's going to be very, it might split 30%,
And that's the thing too, though, is the guys that are going to choose the ULS, they already probably have kits.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
And they're going to choose the Freak, probably already have the Freak XL kits.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, for me, the only barrel out of that 3 that I haven't shot yet is the AccuLock, and I'm going to shoot that tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're all, once you get into like high-end products and stuff, like I've told everyone before, it's like buying a Lamborghini versus a Ferrari and stuff like that. They're all supercars. They're all going to go real fast. It just really comes down to the fine-tuning and the little things that you like about it.
Personal preference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a big difference, isn't there? In this
preference, you're buying a...
And it's not like they just came out with it. They tested that barrel for probably a year and a half.
Yeah.
And every time I saw it, I'm like, what the hell is it? And they're like, they told me about it and stuff. And
yeah.
It shoots really good.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a test team to kind of refine a barrel and get the most out of it, you got a big ask to get a better group than Dynasty.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Dynasty.
Yeah, they're okay.
Yeah.
Good kids. So talk to me about the Caliber. February the 1st is the day, right?
With FreeFlow's comeback, we've had a lot of input. Like nowadays on social media, no one's afraid to just tell you what they think.
Everyone's an expert.
Instant.
So, we would come out with the FreeFlows in the order that they came out. So both Millennium, Boxer, Lotus, Rhythm.
Okay.
And, somewhere in there, people were like, come out with a new one. Come out with a new one. And it got to the point where we're like, okay, we tap out. Let's design a new one and have a break halfway about halfway through these, and let's come out with something original. So,
and we were also listening to people saying, like, I really wanted that gun, but unfortunately I couldn't get there in time. And
right.
we're selling out guns in what, 20?
Well, the first batch sold in 4 minutes.
Yeah.
The second one was like 19 minutes, and then the third one was 29 minutes, something like that.
Oh, wow.
So they're not lasting long.
People were saying, you know, I want one.
But
wow.
Kept missing it, or they'd miss out on it if they were there and couldn't get one in time. And so I'm like, you know what? Let's give them what they want. They want a new model, and they want you know, the equal opportunity to buy one.
Right.
That while I have my main career, right? I run 8 dealerships, and
for now, I mean, February the 1st could be that game changer. So
then, you know, we were like, well, let's leave it open for a day. Everyone find time in a day.
You don't need to book a day off work.
Yeah, right.
We had people saying that before.
Right.
Like I was getting text messages like, I booked the day off work.
So
I missed it. Oh.
Yeah. And then if the site crashed, I got my phone just went.
Site doesn't crash anymore.
No, it's good. But the first time, my phone literally almost vibrated off the table.
Yeah. So anyway,
those damn Nokias.
For a day, let's bring a new model to the brand.
Okay.
First new model for FreeFlows for 15 years,
what, 100 years,
18 years, and something like that. It's the first time we've come out with a new one, and we took a lot of time. Had 3 designs rendered.
Why don't we do a FreeFlow Automatic?
No. You know, we had 3 designs, and just the Caliber stuck out so much more too, and we're like, that's the one. We knew it when we first designed it, and then Kevin Ernst, a good friend of ours, part of FreeFlow Factory over here, rendered the design that we made.
Dude's a magician.
Came out great, and then the rest is history. We launched it. We launched it with confidence, thinking this is a nice looking autococker, and
great looking.
95% people, I think, maybe more.
What the funny part was, we're like, we should maybe do. At first, it was like, let's hope we can do 30.
Yeah.
And then we released it, and it was like, and we're like, maybe we'll do 50. And then now we don't even know.
We don't know how many are going to get that day, but
on Truternology right now, to kind of give back to the community. On February 1st, we are doing a live stream of the FreeFlow Caliber launch party, which is the FreeFlow factory team taking a drink or taking a shot.
We don't know yet, but we have to.
I was going to say, it doesn't sound as though this segment was pre-rehearsed at all.
We were going to do a shot for every 5 guns, so
I'd be dead. The only one that would survive would be 10.
At this point, we might have to do 10 or
10.
Every 10 sold.
Glenn's going to be dead.
And that's going to be live streamed on the day.
Tyler out again.
Whew.
You want to tune in the early on in the day when we're still coherent, and by the end of it, Buddy Bear's trying to pee uphill again. Buddy Bear pees uphill.
And this is going to be on the FreeFlow Facebook page?
Yeah.
Probably Facebook. Yeah.
I think. Yeah, why not? Let's crash it again. Let's go.
Open that early in the morning.
Right here.
Pub.
Right here.
Yeah, the FreeFlow pub. There you go. Guest barman.
Early in the morning.
It's righteous. 11 o'clock should be fine.
Yeah. Oh, it's been nice knowing you, Glenn. So.
Yeah. For the Taylor Henderson, one of our other finishers.
Yeah.
An absolute legend when it comes to drinking. The man crushed. What was it?
I don't know. I don't drink.
So on the first one, he does drink.
No, I don't.
On occasion.
It's very rare. Maybe twice a year.
February the 1st and Christmas Day.
We got him messed up in Ottawa once. And stuff, telling people Buddy Bear pees up here.
I never.
So if somebody wants a Caliber, they have to go online February the 1st and order it that day, but they pay a deposit and then choose the options later? How does it work?
Well, given the custom nature of FreeFlow, we don't know what the total cost is going to be because it depends on what you pick as a consumer.
Okay.
we get the $500 deposit that locks your gun in.
Okay.
Then you'll receive an email. Everyone receives the same email, stuff that we need from you. And that's, your address, city, state, phone number in case we have to get a hold of you, that stuff.
Sure.
But more the color, the finish, gloss or matte, the color, or the anodizing style, special requests. I want, my Eclipse pops on, what is that what it's called? I don't know paintball anymore, but they're off anode to match.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do it, and we do that all the time. I want a 16-inch tip instead of a 14-inch tip, and
we actually had a guy.
Then we email them an invoice with their balance due, and we do that about a month later or so. But
gotcha.
We give time to decide.
And that's the one thing that too is like nothing really is off limits when it comes to that sort of stuff. The only thing that hinders that is the budget.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's being completely transparent. We've had guys we had some guy contact us and say, hey, can you make my Millennium look like a Cap factory jersey?
And we're doing it.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep. It's
as in with the chain and.
Yeah. The body's gonna have chains wrapped around it.
Okay.
Instead of a cap one.
Yep.
Wow.
It's gonna be a home run.
But it's and that was one of the things we said we can do it.
Yep.
But this is what's gonna come. And he said no problem, let's do it.
Oh.
Yeah, that's gonna be one of those days where I'm gonna drink a lot of whiskey. Probably it's gonna be a strenuous day. He's gonna be fine.
Okay. In terms of lead times, obviously if you're customer number 1, you're pretty golden, right? If you're customer 100,
so lead times, it comes down to one is manufacturing too, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like we just click print and the body's.
Oh, way to just blow that up.
I got an email saying like, hey, can you send us a Caliber like Tuesday? I'm like, no, we got hunks of metal though. If you want that, we get that.
I'll take it in a file.
We cut the billet of aluminum when they order it. We cut it,
and
it's
then
a block.
And they go through QC.
And it goes through everything. And I think everyone has been super, super patient, and they know that they're not getting just an off-the-cuff, off-the-shelf gun made overseas and shipped to them. Oh, I want blue. This is something we kind of compare it to like Orange County choppers with motorcycles. Like you're getting something for you, and they're nostalgic, right? So people don't mind waiting a little bit. A lot of our processes have gotten a little faster. We've had to wait on some of the things that we don't manufacture ourselves, that we're relying on other manufacturers to make for us. We've had to wait on them a few times, which is normal.
Of course,
but
yeah.
Working with us, we had a shortage on regs at one point, and
Simon helped us.
And Simon from Inception, I called him. I said, hey man, I don't need a lot of regs, but I want to be able to offer to the customer an option to get their marker quicker.
Sure.
They want an Inception, I can get them their marker faster. Can you help me? Absolutely help me out. It was great. It was great. He was awesome about it.
Cool.
And now I bought some other things from him.
Nice.
Some little things that I think they make extremely well. So it was a great relationship, and it all pretty much sparked from that. So
that's cool.
But,
very cool.
Manufacturing a lot of the things that we're waiting for others ourselves.
Just
right.
Can't afford to wait.
We don't want to make the customer wait. I could afford to wait. But I don't want to make the customer wait for it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it. We're all like kids at Christmas. If we've just ordered a new gun and you want to get it and shoot bad guys.
When you really think, like, it's funny because, we have 45-year-old men that are acting like they're 8-year-olds on Christmas.
Yep.
Like, oh, is it here yet? Did you ship it? Like, oh, wow. Like,
yeah.
They're so pumped. The best part is like, we even talk about it, is kind of, we really like the reception that the product gets. So, like, we hope that we get that sort of, oh my God, I'm blown away when they open it.
Yeah.
When they see it for the first time, they're like,
I always want to be a fly on the wall when they open the box, when they get it.
I mean, maybe that's a feature to add to the box for like 2020. This tiny little camera that just sends back.
Yeah, when we get Nicky Truter money, we'll do that.
There we go. I mean, hey, maybe 21. You're in there, so.
Up to be poor, bro.
Is there anyone who surprised you that they're a customer, that they've ordered one so far? Oh, I like that. That look says yes.
Well,
I think I know of the
and you know,
guys are going to be ordering calibers, and they're cocker nuts. You know who surprised me was a lot of the Fight Club guys.
Yes.
What we don't.
Spencer.
What is it?
Yeah, I don't know, something, but there's a team out there called Fight Club. There's a team of guys. They normally shoot shock tech stuff, and a couple of them.
That's Tyler Bearden.
A couple of them wanted FreeFlows. I was like, wow, because they love and shock tech. Like, I love shock tech's great. But Davey Simmons from Aftermath.
Yeah,
he wanted.
He was
one.
an aftershock guy too.
He was an aftershock guy. Yeah.
I got a message from.
He's from Sandwich, Illinois.
There's a place called Sandwich in your country.
It's called Sandwich.
I went to a place called.
I shipped him his gun, and we got there Christmas Eve. He said he was going to wrap it for himself, put it on his.
There's a place called Sandwich in the UK as well. So sandwiches everywhere.
We had a lot of people that we didn't expect to purchase.
Well, I mean, you got like Chad Boucher.
Chad wants one from
Chad
Damage.
Oh yeah, in fact, he's in line for a Caliber, right? That's what he's gonna order.
Who makes his own gun?
He commented. He complimented it. He's like, I'm not much of a cocker person, but
that looks sweet. Yeah, and I saw Chad's comment earlier, and it was something along the lines of, "This is the first gun I've bought in 10 years."
Yep. Yeah.
Which is testament to what you guys are doing, which is awesome.
And he's a great player. He's one of my. He's very. Well, I think he's great. I have a different viewpoint on play. I think Yoshi's extreme.
Yoshi.
All these back guys and mid guys, they
Yoshi's
don't ever get
never gonna know that you don't think he's good because he doesn't have social media. We'll text him.
We'll text him.
Yeah, just write him a letter. Don't text him.
Send it snail mail. No, he does have an iPhone. Really impressed with that.
He doesn't. That's borrowed.
Monitor, actually,
Archie's excited.
I get text messages from Archie every couple of weeks being like, "Hey, did you get the Millennium Minis yet?" I'm like, "Man."
Oh, is that what Archie's ordered?
What's that?
Archie's is done. It's off the machine. Yeah. I saw it yesterday.
What's it look like?
Millennium Mini.
No way.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Crazy.
What color did Archie go for, or is that undisclosable?
We're gonna just.
I don't know. We gotta talk to the anodizing. We can't surprise ourselves.
Well, good.
It's a reverse.
Gold.
No, it's not gold.
I would have guessed gold.
Loves gold.
Oh.
So actually, Aaron Foley was another one.
From Vintage. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like,
"Yep,
I am getting a Caliber, and it better be gloss black." And I was like, "Okay, well, thanks."
Well, they only come in gloss, right? Like matte not an option.
Glenn's shaking his head in disagreement right now.
We'll just punch Glenn.
Yeah,
Done.
He loves it.
Archie's very fitting for one of these too, because at Pro, he was on Addicted. We sponsored two teams, sponsored Lockout and Addicted back in the day, and that's where
Did they have like time back then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, back in the day was what, like?
Your Autococker.
Acid.
Yeah.
Timeless.
Back in the day was like 95 to 2004? Was that the original FreeFlow period?
That's about
2003
probably,
right?
03 maybe.
Because
04 was when it was really dropping off, but it was still there.
But you guys didn't do the because I remember the FreeFlow Shocker, the FreeFlow Matrix in 2003, and then the DM4 you guys never touched.
Yeah. Now, when Ethan, Luke, and Mitch dropped out of things, are they aware of the resurgence, or are they just like?
I built Mitch a gun. Yeah,
when did you know about that gun?
So I built Mitch Karn a gun, and he's actually he's gonna write a review on it.
And who trained you?
So Mitch did.
Okay,
Mitch trained me.
Yeah.
He definitely had more of a hand in training me than Luke did. But I built Mitch an exact replica of what he used to use. He used to use it as a black Fulcrum Mini, and he called it machine gun. And the gun always shot good. Everyone wanted to use it at practice and everything. And,
right.
I'm like, I want to replicate machine gun for Mitch. So
he comes over and says, we got to make machine gun.
And I built this gun, and I took it to Mitch knowing that, super critic, right? And
right.
He's the type that'll be like, I'm ripping this apart, redoing it.
And he won't hesitate to tell you, too.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I built the gun. I shot it a lot before I took it to him.
Okay.
And I said, here you go. And he starts shooting it in his hand and playing with it. And he goes, I don't have to touch this thing. And then he went and put paint through it and cronied it. And he literally had to do nothing. And I was like,
Whew. So
yeah,
Mitch should be at the launch party, just saying.
Yeah.
He should be the designated drinker.
I would drink with Mitch.
There you go.
Mitch actually told me, he's like, why don't you guys have conceal and carries in Canada? I was like, I don't know, it's Canada. Then he started telling me that actually if you carry, you can alternate between, full metal jacket and hollow points in your mag. So if you need to shoot through a stud in the wall, you can.
Yeah.
So I always feel safe when he's around.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So he got his gun. He didn't play with it yet in a tournament. So I said, Mitch, I don't have my own gun. So just so you know, we've given everything away to the customers, so I don't have my own FreeFlow yet.
We don't have guns.
So I said, Mitch, there's one condition. I need that to use it at the 10-minute. So he's like, oh, right now it's got paint all over it.
Oh, nice. Nice. Now, interestingly, the resurgence of classical paintball has obviously had a very positive effect on what you guys are able to do and the way that the market's ready to receive what you're doing. Was that the catalyst for you doing what you're doing, or were you going to do that regardless?
I think you were going to do it regardless.
I was going to do it because I figured there's enough people that, I could build, 20 in a month, or I could build 3 in a month. It's still fun and it's still rewarding to do it. At the end of the day, when the customers on Facebook or wherever in social media and they're raving about their new FreeFlow, it's like, built that, it's definitely rewarding. And you're the same way. I anodize that.
We get moments all the time.
All the time.
We're text messaging pictures of like people's reactions, and you can go on any of the Facebook groups or anything like that, or on forums.
Yeah.
And people really have to say about the product, and we're not even in there being like, hey, buy our shit.
Yeah.
Or hey,
no. The luxury that I think both of you enjoy currently is the fact that people want to buy your stuff, but they got to get in a queue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have not had one person pushing the process. If anything, when we ran into the issue with the CP regulator, I told them the issue. I said, Simon stepped up for us. I'm not going to charge you any more for the reg. So we're going to eat. Do you want to wait, or do you want to use the Inception? And more people decided to wait for the CP than decided to go with the Inception.
Oh, really?
They just wanted it the way that we originally intended it. And which is odd too, because FreeFlow used to let you pick your reg too. We put Gen X stuff, Sidewinders, Mac Dev reg, you name it. We always offered it. Angel regs, WDP. So we CP a lot. So we like the CP reg. I like it. It's nice, but the Inception reg surprised us a little bit because on the minis it fits perfectly. It's like it's made for the gun. It looks beautiful and they work great. So.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Now, obviously, if you're based in the States or Canada, it's pretty simple to get one in terms of, delivery, shipping, communication, etc. If you're across the pond over here, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, South America, presumably this is like a global launch.
We sent one to Chile.
Yeah.
Had an order going out next week to Sweden.
The copper one.
Mikhail Lance. I know everyone's name.
I know the color.
I did tell you what, your Swedish accent is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nailed it.
He knows the color. I know the person's name.
Yeah. He goes, "Oh, do you have Jones done?" I'm like, is black acid wash with lime? He's like, Jones. I'm like, black acid wash lime.
So, oh yeah. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we, I don't see it as an issue to ship, long distance, and we've had that so far. We've actually had a lot of orders from Canada, not just in Ontario, but
right.
Quebec and what's up in the top left there?
Okay.
BC. I don't know. Who pays attention?
Everybody calls it top left over here too. Let's go. Can we ship to top left? And hey.
No, that's messed up.
There was a team from CXBL that we used to beat on. No.
From top left?
Impact's in Edmonton's different part.
It's not BC?
No.
Oh, well, that's the top left when I was at Alberta.
Bro, that's like saying like Iowa, Chicago.
No one cares.
So are Impact bottom left? Or are they...
All right. So we'll section off Quebec from the rest.
Yeah, no one...
Jerry.
Yeah,
I love Jerry.
Jerry's sweet.
You don't know Jerry, but...
I don't know Jerry, but I'm just thinking that next week I'll probably do a Q&A on, Canadian geography. That'd be fascinating.
American geography better than he has Canada.
Who cares? Anyways.
Now, after the Caliber, obviously February the 2nd onwards, you guys are busy machining,
yes,
producing, anodizing, finishing, assembling, etc.
Yep.
In terms of one gun, what's your estimation on the man hours that go into one gun, from machining to everything? Yeah, everything. Give me everything. Break it down.
So, I can tell you from the building standpoint, after the machine, anodizing is over with. And that's your longest portion of time. But, building the actual marker when everything's in front of you, you'd be surprised how much time it takes to build all the small parts that go into the complete gun.
Correct.
So, where the battery.
I mean, fitting that in.
We manufacture the three-way, we manufacture the
right.
ramp, the bolt, and what people don't realize maybe is the bolt has to get a spring plunger in the back, so the pin will hold in it.
Yeah.
You got together. We modify every single ram to make it smoother.
Right.
We hand polish every single three-way by hand until it's nice and smooth and what we feel like is right. So then you have to put every fitting on every three-way. So what we didn't do at first was do that all ahead of time.
Right.
So
that was literally done as you were building the gun.
Putting the nylon set screws in every single hammer.
And the hammers. Oh, yeah. I used to do those for the Eclipse guns. Polish the sears. Yeah.
Yep. So, anyway, so we started just doing that all ahead of time. So now, like this week, Boxers and Millennium Minis are coming off the machine, but I already have all of the rams built, all of the roller sears, the ball bearings are pressed in, and everything's ready. So now they go together pretty quick.
The
chromium, shoot them,
the anodizing and the finishing, that's the one thing that it can have such like a huge range. You can literally, we could do start to finish, let's say a matte black gun. That's the thing too, is like we double blast them.
Okay.
So we have a very, very even finish, and we actually even polish the matte ones. Actually get polished to make sure machining lines are out of them, that you don't get fitting. So everything's we go a lot of things like, and it's nothing that the customer really knows. Right?
Sure.
Just do, because that's the way it should be done.
Sure.
Period. So we polish them and then blast them twice to make sure we get a nice even finish. So we're probably start to finish on a matte black gun. If we just sat there and waited while everything processed, probably about 3 hours, I would say.
Okay.
But once you get into polishing and stuff, we would say probably takes around 4 to 5 hours per gun.
Yep.
Wow.
Per guy.
Polished.
Wow. I can see the smile from here on Glenn's face.
You should see what he looks like, a coal miner right now.
Show us Glenn. Come on. Let's get Glenn on camera.
This is what goes into all this.
Yeah. We need Glenn. This is like, people look. I can't believe you made him put boot polish on. What have you been doing? This is why it takes 5 hours, because he messes about for 4.
Yeah. And one of the things that's interesting is
I've done it once.
Oh my God.
I go, I'm never doing this again. Not doing it again.
How does he get that all up there?
what happens is you basically you have your wheels going, right? And that's all aluminum dust and compound. So
it's really good for your lungs.
Have you not entertained the idea of making him wear glasses? Just for just for like, a solid hour, so that he can take them off and you'll be even more amused by like a raccoon.
He does, and they're sealed.
And a ventilator. Yeah.
So it becomes such a fine dust that it just kind of like gets in everything.
Yep.
I'll literally go in there and I'll have it in my socks, in my shoe, from being in there for 20 minutes. And you're like, what?
I'd stay out of there. Take Buddy's approach, Wow. I don't know the code for that door. Sorry, I can't go in there. Yeah.
And things too, which is really interesting. It's not just like, okay, Glenn, this is your issue. Like you just handle it as much as we would love to.
But this is your issue, Glenn.
He's constantly coming to us and saying, hey, like, did you see this? Or like, what if we change the path on this to make it better so it's quicker? So, we don't have to deal with this later, or how we can make it easier or cleaner for the customer. So like, we're constantly going through a continuous improvement. It's never been like this. We text each other all the time, and I'll be like, what about this? And he'll be like, ooh, I didn't think about this.
Now, speaking about the continuous improvement, what's different component-wise on a 2019 FreeFlow to a 2018?
Because I know everything about autocockers.
Love it.
No, we've been adding different features as we've gone along. We want to keep putting everything back into FreeFlow to make improvements. So they'll all come standard with a roller sear.
Right.
The first edition of Fulcrums did not come with a roller sear, but we did allow everyone to send their gun in.
Gotcha.
We upgrade them to the roller sear for no charge, just shipping to us, and we paid for the shipping back.
Okay.
That was like a main feature. We came out with our trigger shoe, trigger plate, LPR knob, just a lot of aesthetic things. The trigger shoe, I think, is aesthetic.
That is smart.
The trigger plates came out great.
Those are awesome.
The trigger plates look phenomenal.
Yeah, they came out really good. Little things here and there we're going to keep adding and making improvements as we go.
And that's the one thing too, is it's as much as we argue and bicker and moan and stuff.
Oh, I've not noticed.
No, not at all.
No.
He just old.
I'm
Yeah, I swear. And you can't do anything about it.
We're constantly like trying to push the envelope and see what else we can do that no one else is really doing.
Gotcha.
And hey, this might be harder, but no one's done it yet. What do you think about this? Yeah. So, do we show them the?
Yeah. So we have. You can, if you would like, to be the first one and know what we're doing.
Let's do it. I mean.
So, given the nature of Caliber and what we modeled the gun after, we modeled it after a 1911 pistol.
Okay.
Well, really common for the 1911 to have engravings down the side of the pistol.
Literally, when he told me we were going to do one that's modeled after 1911, I was like, we're doing this. Yeah. And I showed him the photo.
There's photos if you go. Different 1911s have, calligraphy or inscriptions on the side.
Okay. Yeah.
Words engraved in, and a lot of times they're engraved in and they're a different color.
Okay. Yep.
So came in with a great idea.
Oh.
We are going to offer.
So we actually went through it and we researched it and started doing some tests and stuff. But we actually, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but we've engraved this right here.
Oh, okay. We can see. Oh, yeah. Hold it a tiny bit further back.
See how it's.
Oh, yeah.
So we've actually engraved that, and that's anodized too. So you have a black base with red engraving.
Ooh. Oh, so it's like is the effect of an inlay.
Yep. Yes. So effectively, you could have your gloss, Glenn, with gold inlay. If you
it would all be gloss, Glenn.
So you could have your gunmetal gray caliber with an engraving in it, which we through the customer after we created it. We would engrave that, and then that could then be done gold or red or whatever color in gunmetal.
And that's actually an option for Caliber customers?
So we're gonna probably have, I think, maybe 4 or 5 templated designs.
Okay.
And if you want something outside of the template design, graphic designer Chris will work with you. Get something set up, and we just got to get it approved by the shop that we deal with to make sure it works. And then there we go.
And we'll have some examples up on the Facebook page and more information on it soon. But we thought, what a perfect way with Caliber, modeled after 1911.
Absolutely.
With that feature that people can do on other markers also.
Yeah. So. And I don't think I've ever seen it.
No, it's definitely a new way of doing things. So.
Wow.
I'm surprised he thought of it. He's not that smart.
Yeah, I mean, Glenn deserves a lot of credit, I would say.
You didn't think of it.
I totally thought of it.
And they're paying someone their idea.
Is there such a thing currently as like a FreeFlow collector out there? In the sense of, is there somebody who's is there somebody who's ordered like one of everything?
Yes, Justin Struble has ordered one of every single body style. And
oh, really?
Mike Kwan has
ordered everything.
And won everything. Matt Singer has bought one of everything.
Struble has to be. I talked to Struble quite a bit. He's a buddy of mine. And once he got his first one, he literally messaged me and he's like, "I absolutely love this gun." He's like, "I want one of every." I said, "I want one of every one." And I literally text Buddy and I was, Justin wants literally one of every gun. Yeah.
Steve Cusano.
Oh.
Well, he hasn't bought one of the new generations because he's a collector of autocockers.
He hasn't bought any of the new ones?
He is buying Caliber because he owns
all of them.
Of the old ones. He has a Millennium Boxer and so forth. But I talked to him this past weekend. He's going to be getting a Caliber. So there are a lot of collectors for sure.
Nice.
A lot of these are going to end up being wall hangers, but they shoot just fine.
Yeah, is that frustrating when they do end up as wall hangers?
No, it's not. You know what's frustrating? And it's hard for me to handle because I've never had to deal with it yet. But, you can tell what an old Millennium looks like and then one of the new ones, right? It's one that I made. But if we had, what, was there two guns so far that we've sold?
Right.
Bodies that we saw online for sale. It was like, ugh. And it's weird, too, because you know the customer's name.
Yeah.
You know what you did to get them the gun and everything. And you feel like,
betrayed. You feel betrayed.
Well, I felt like...
Oh, no, I like that. You should feel betrayed. I think I'd feel betrayed as well.
The hard part is like...
But that's paintball.
Yeah,
it's you don't have to use the same thing forever, but... all the time and work and the customization, this gun was made for you.
Yeah.
And, it's not bad to tell, just something that I've had to learn to be like, did I let him down, or is it not what he thought it would be? And one of them I told the person that purchased it from the original owner, I said, send it to me. I'll give it a complete run through, no charge, ship it back to you with all the new stuff. Corey Hale. Mm-hmm. And he got it back a couple days ago and absolutely loves it. Sold one of his other autocockers to the shops.
Yeah, see, I'm with you on feeling betrayed.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, Tyler will buy them back. If anybody was going to sell them, Tyler will just buy them and rehome them.
Yeah,
so
money bags me over here.
So
I looked at his bank account. It had the infinity symbol.
Yeah.
Infinity.
Yeah,
Infinity
sure.
dollars.
Oh, yeah, no problem at all. Yeah.
I hear that Mrs. Bauer likes a custom autococker, so she can start a collection. So, so only 2, to your knowledge, have been sold.
That we know about.
Yeah.
No, the yellow. Okay, and it's bad because I can tell you exactly the ones that I saw.
Yeah, name and shame. Get it out there.
Dustin Loeffler did not sell it.
So
I know everyone's name.
So yellow black acid wash was up on eBay for a little bit. I got
Oh,
lucky.
yeah, but he that, and I called the customer just to make sure everything
What
was
did we do?
okay. I just want to make sure everything was all right. It's nothing, no issue. He goes, no, I ran into an emergency. It's up there, and he ended up taking it down a few days later because he didn't need to sell it due to
because he reconsidered his options. I would like to think.
And then there was a blood red.
The blood red one got damaged in shipping the first time I sent it to
The
him.
beaver tail.
The beaver, oh, no, the cod.
Okay,
So,
same thing
it was Todd Garcia. He lived in Oklahoma. I know exactly which from. His gun got damaged, and he messaged me, "Hey, this thing got bent in shipping." I'm like, "It was a Wednesday," and I said, "Next day, air it to me.
Okay.
I'll pay for it." I paid for it. He next dayed it to me. Only it didn't get there the next day. It got there on Friday. Oh, I saw that it was dropped off. I took the day off of work, went home, got the gun, did everything I needed to do to it, but he wanted to play with it on Sunday. So I'm like, I'm Saturday delivering it back to you. It was $180.
Where does he live?
Saturday delivered it to him. It shot absolutely perfect. In fact, Damian Ryan did that weekend, loved it, called me to order 20 guns for his team Plum Life, which at the time I was like, I just can't do it because I'm buried.
Did he really order 20 guns for his team?
He wanted to. I just couldn't at the time because I was real job was
right.
Also didn't know how to kind
But eventually, that's the gun that another customer, Corey, just bought, and I ran through, shipped it back to him, and he's absolutely in love with it. So while it was a little bit like, oh man, it's for sale,
someone appreciates
someone loves it.
Yeah.
Like, really loves it. So
No, do you still do the certificate with them all? And
I leave it. I'm from the car industry, so I keep the title with the gun, so you know what it was originally like. And my dad collects old cars and restores old cars, and numbers matching is a big deal.
Oh.
So be an original FreeFlow. In your case, the Millennium is this year. Original finish was gloss. But you would know that if you owned this gun later, that this is how the gun originated. If it was anodized, you would know, assuming the title gets kept with you. And if you didn't know, you could always contact FreeFlow and we could tell you.
Right.
So
that gun will not be for sale.
Give you $100.
No.
150 bucks in an axe.
No. Axe Pro? Maybe.
I can't wait to post that gun because everyone's gonna want it and it'll make your life hell.
He loves that stuff.
Hashtag polished. Always. Yeah.
He goes, I'm gonna add all these barrels to the mix. I'm like, this is an absolute nightmare in terms of logistics and organization. He goes,
perfect.
I don't care.
Perfect. Is there a rule on somebody saying I want exactly the same as that? Is that something you go, no problem?
I won't get exactly,
but
it'll look. Ryan Jameson's Smart Parts Splash. It was his favorite one so far. But we have a great. Wanted an old school Smart Parts Splash.
Oh, which one?
It was the burgundy with the gold and the
vomit,
the green,
the vomit color.
Anyway, he didn't like doing it, but we posted pictures of that, and we got a customer that says, "I want this."
Yeah,
it's awesome because
yeah. I know you can see the happiness that just exudes.
There's one color in there that. How many colors did we use?
A lot.
We used 4 separate colors. And some of them were 3 applications per color to get this shape.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, oh, here's red. It was like, okay, here's the yellow, the tan, the orange, the green, the black, the orange.
Showed up and he was just.
You never hear Picasso bitch like this. Come on, just get on and do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm basically Picasso, right? We never do it.
Just way more vocal. Picasso was social media.
Yeah, basically.
So there was no need for that. It's early. How long is it the case of you've got the next design in your minds?
It's up there rattling around somewhere. But
I like that.
We started, like I said, we had 3 that we were toying with, and
Sure.
Caliber jumped right off the page, and now we're in a position where we have to top Caliber.
Top that.
Like, we have to.
I got an idea. Why don't we release a really shitty one? So then, like, then we could top that one after. No, that's a bad idea.
No,
whatever. Good point.
You know, we won't release unless we think sellers.
Are you going to stay with cockers, or are you going to stay with autocockers, or will there be a? Ooh.
Well,
what's that? No, we are.
I released them back in the day, buddy.
Yeah.
My rhythm shocker.
Yeah. So we've been talking with GOG a lot.
Okay.
It looks like a green light to bring back the FreeFlow shocker.
Ooh.
If the shockers right now, with both mechanical and pneumatic engineers looking at everything, they found some pretty big changes we can make, not just aesthetically, because that's just machining and, he'll color them.
Sure.
But we found a lot of things that we think
performance enhancements.
A lot of improvements with efficiency and pressure, and
that was the big thing with those guns was when we were talking about it. And I say we, even though it's your company, but it's the same thing. When we were talking about it, the idea was like we didn't want to come to the market with just another gun.
Right.
Like, okay, here's our version of it. It had to be true to the FreeFlow brand and the FreeFlow name, where it had to be an improvement. Like, I knew when I shot a FreeFlow Matrix back in the day, they were smoother than anything else, more efficient.
Sure.
Like, that was it. So we needed to have that same sort of thing when it came
or we weren't going to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
All or nothing.
It wasn't just going to be an appearance,
And we've talked about a couple other platforms, but that's the biggest thing is unless we can have a tangible improvement, there's no sense in doing it.
Right. And it's a well-made gun the way it sits.
Oh, it's very good.
Adrenaline came out. They have a lot of features on there.
Some cool stuff.
Definitely some creative things there. But we're going to bring it back. We're going to bring it back at a reasonable price, much, much lower than Adrenaline. Not nearly the number of features, but more so, it's going to have FreeFlow milling, FreeFlow color option, and it's going to have, what we think it's going to be a much higher efficiency.
Right.
Run at a little bit lower pressure. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. That a this year thing or remains to be seen?
Here, June or July.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh. Just in time for FCC.
Because I got all that spare time.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I was thinking, right? So.
Those will. The nice thing about dealing with them is, if you need tech support in an event, they're there. Yeah. They can help with that. They come to us put together with our improvements already, manufactured into them. So there's a lot of time saving there too.
And if you're a tournament player, you can have a FreeFlow gun too.
Yeah.
And get the XLS version.
Yep.
XLS NCBO.
Yep.
There you go. There you go. Fantastic.
It's not just one or the other. It's all but options, right?
Yeah.
So it seems. I mean, options seems to be the name of the game.
Option for me, and then he takes the option to screw me as much.
Well, the nice thing is they're all good options, which is refreshing.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. It's really, that was one of the things was we kept it, like, we both play, and that was the big thing was
I'm better.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, who is better? Come on. Is it like night and day?
Not running the snake off the break, but I'm better. On everything else.
Unfortunately, there's a lot that he taught me, and it's.
I mean, the silence spoke volumes.
You know what? We're at practice. We're at practice the one time, and got me like I make it to the 50. I start trying to rap on him, and he starts putting pressure on me, and I'm talking into this Dorito, and just as I'm switching hands, like my gun's like this, and I hear tink, and he goes, "Tyler, get out of your barrel." I was like, can't even cheat now. He called the barrel hit. And I sat there for a second. I was like, I can get rid of this. You won't even know. And he's like, Tyler, in the barrel. Like,
Dagnammit. I like it. I like it. So, to wrap up, guys.
Yeah.
February the 1st, super big day. Caliber release.
Yep. $500 deposit, right?
Yep.
Yeah, $500 deposit. So you get to just reserve your gun. We figure all the options later. And that's the one thing, too, is you don't have to commit to anything. You can say, hey, you know what? What would it be like if I want a Tiger Stripe one versus just a gloss black?
Whoa. Easy on the Tiger Stripe, okay?
There's not a lot of those out there.
No. Easy on the Tiger Stripe.
No, we've had people change their minds a lot.
Yep.
But once they lock in what they think they want, we send the final invoice over, they pay it. But we've had people change their mind after that. And if they go with something more basic, we issue them a partial refund for the difference of what it is. If they go a little bit higher with the upgrade and they're like, yep, I don't care, what's the extra cost? And they do it all the time. And we just update their account with what they want, and pretty easy. So absolutely fantastic. Love it. Can't wait for February the 1st to get in that queue. Great. Yeah.
Superb. Thank you, gentlemen. I will let you get back to your polishing, colouring, and building. Say again?
Yeah. You gotta have breakfast now.
It's pretty close to breakfast time right about now. The scary thing is, I know the little people in this house will be up in a matter of hours. And I know that the big person will be ready to sleep.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the time.
Yes, thank you.
Appreciate it.
My absolute pleasure. Thank you, guys.
Get this out to you. You'll have it here shortly.
I don't really want to ship it. It's so beautiful.
It is nice. It's really nice.
Yeah,
just keep it. Just keep it.
We got proof.
I'm cutting that bit. No, thank you guys. Really appreciate it, and all the best with everything that you guys are doing.
Thanks, Nicky.
See ya.
Take care.